It's always a pleasure to welcome you, especially when I have free assets, free gifts for you. So this time we're going to cover the anime eyes, stylized eyes actually, for the asset library. So what this is a file that contains all of these shaders, different shaders that you can customize. These shaders do not need to work with light. They are unlit, which means that they are constant in their color regardless of the environment. Some of them need obligatory the watery look, and therefore they work with some influence of the light and the environment. But in order to know that, you need to use them. So one thing that you can do is to open the asset library, and as you can see, they are all classified. So you can have dry eyes right here, you can have hard eyes as well, you have snow eyes, and also watery eyes. So you may probably use one of these in your own assets, but bear in mind that only the watery eyes are the only ones that are going to be working with some degree of light. Now if you press up here, you're going to get the full render view, and as you can see, this is a complete emission shader, so you can also amp up the power of the emission and they will look just right. Now how do you do to import them to your own library or to your own scene? That's simple. Wherever you downloaded the file, please make sure that you're using Blender 3 and above. You can go to Edit, Preferences, File Paths, and down here you will find Asset Libraries. You're going to push this, this folder is actually to target, the asset libraries that you have. But this plus button right here is the one that we're going to target our directory so that we can navigate, and also we need to name it accordingly. So I'm going to put the name Anime Eyes Shaders, and now you're going to save your preferences, close this window, and in whatever window that you have available, you can switch to the asset browser. Once you're there, you're gonna come here where it says current file, drop down the menu, and then you will find your current asset library, the one that you just added right now. And just like that, you have access to all of these amazing anime shaders. So you can drag and drop it into your mesh. But just wait a minute, you need to decide which methods of appending, or rather adding the materials you're going to choose right here. And obviously if you press N whenever you're selecting one of your materials, you're going to see that they have properties, description, notes. So please bear in mind that in order for the shaders to work correctly, you need to read the instructions on how to use them. And here's the full render view. See that? Drag and drop, it just works marvelously. Where can you get them? Well, you can go to Gumroad. My Gumroad store is on the video description link that I have down here, and you can choose either the 0, which is a free version, you'll get the asset shaders, and the paid version, which is the one that contains the demo files. So the demo files, for example, have this kind of animated parameters that you can see right here. But if you use the watery parallax anime shader, then you will check the transition time, which I have marked here in a green color. Let's open up this, and you can see that this shader is kind of lengthy. There are some utilities over here, and also this will determine the ice color. Let's go for the dark iceberg. This is a shading group, much friendlier, so you can apply them directly as you're seeing here. In my case, I'm using the object coordinates, and from there I'm just tweaking all of these parameters that are going to make it look as the dark iceberg the name bears. So here you have different fields. For example, the flakes, you can play with this, the flake factor, you can use the flake distortion and other nifty parameters. Let's go with the cracked eyes. This is a node to create bumps or to create fissures in the ice surface. As you can see right here, this cracked eyes node has a scale impact parameter and also scale impact mask. You can also use it for superhero punches that break walls. You can create some features and also some details for the cracked ice in the middle of the region. Now the simple ice shader works in two ways. This is the demo file, by the way. The crystal that you see right here does not receive or cast shadows, reflection, or light, but the object inside it does receive reflections, lights, and shadow, and that's what makes the illusion come alive. And this has a simple material applied. It's also described on the asset library, so please pay attention. You need to apply the simple crystal and then the frozen simple crystal object as well. Okay, this one is very interesting because whenever you model a mountain peak or anything that is frozen, you're going to need to bake the vertex color, like the 30 vertex colors, and this node right there that you just saw pointing with the arrow, it's going to be the one receiving those attributes. Now, the second thing you have to have in mind is that you can also emphasize this effect on the compositing tree. In my case, I'm using the lens distortion to have that mountain peak look amazingly frozen. And my final shader right here that I'm going to be showing you, there are a lot more, you can explore them on your own time. It's called the Enchanted Ice. Why is it enchanted? Well, first of all, it's got a lot of parameters, but probably the most important one is this one, to favor the original color versus frost. Please notice that the original color is set to the left and the frost color is set to the right. That's why I list them right there. And yes, this is inspired on the Sinbad animated movie. You remember that, right? And then you can use them to create these amazing scenes. My name is Pierre Schiller, and I hope you have liked this video.